State of Florida v. Bree Kristen Kuhn, case number 21-CF-1301. Verdict. We, the jury, finds as follows as to the offense charged in the indictment. Guilty of first-degree premeditated murder as charged.
Let me just say, this is how things started.
Okay, you stay out here, man.
Absolutely. There's a little dog running around. Go all the way to the wall and then turn right.
Her name's Bree.
Her name's Bree. She's got both the kids in there with her.
How it continued.
Okay.
He called you, so can you get the information from him?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, are you not wanting? I'm just trying to get names of the kids.
Yeah, no, I gave them to the people earlier.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
She's not answering.
And how it ended.
Any other? I have nothing. Thing on you that I need to be aware of? Nothing. Anything in your bra? No. I do have a bra.
And here we are today. This is Bree Kuhn of Florida. Good old Florida, where it seems like all of these trials, the women are claiming a battered woman syndrome. It may be the case. But in her case, in particular, it's her battering her husband, and her husband may have been battering her as well. But I watched this whole trial today, from day one all the way through. Trigger warning, if you watch it. I watched it on Law and Crime. If you watch it, day one, part two is how it's labeled. Trigger warning. They will show the full body of her husband, and he is no longer living. So trigger warning on that if you don't want to see it. How it began is these two are married. They each had one child prior to their marriage from other relationships, and then they had two kids together. And so these are young kids, and then they have their two teens. Only Bree's teen lived in the home with them, and then they had their two younger children. So the police was called 3 different times. First time, her husband's outside telling the police, well, we had a spat, because of the TV. She wanted to watch TV, but it was too loud, and he was laying in bed with the kids. Mind you, let me back up. Bree is in the Navy. Her husband, Colin, is a former Marine who was medically discharged. So they both have military backgrounds. She is the breadwinner. She is still in the Navy. And Colin is a stay-at-home father. So they had this argument, and it spilled over to the next day. So Bree called the police. Police came, evaluated the situation, took their statements, went on. They called again. Police came, took their statements, and they left. The third time, Colin called. As he was on the 911 call, explaining what was happening, shots rang out. Colin is no longer talking. And here we are today. So, Bree was charged with first-degree murder for the murder of her husband, Colin Turner. She is pleading self-defense because of battered woman syndrome. I had never heard of it until I started watching these Florida cases, and apparently it's a big thing for some people, and I get it. Some people are in domestic disputes. This lady, I don't know what was going on. She does have a mental health background. She attempted to unalive herself in the past, and so he told the police that he was worried about her. He told her ex-boyfriend, who is the father of her older child, he was worried about her, and his concern was that she was going to do something crazy, and he didn't want his kids to be a part of it. So this third time, or the second time when he called the police, they came out, and he had been packing his truck up. So she became angry. She wanted to talk to him, but he didn't want to talk to her. So she was angry that he was packing his truck, and then he took one of the younger children outside, and she thought that he was going to run off with the kids, because he did say he wanted to take the kids back to Georgia, where his parents live and where he was going to be, to give her time and space, because they were planning to go through a divorce. But it ended with that 911 call. Apparently, Bree locked them out of the house in the garage. She locked them in the garage, took the batteries out of the garage opener so he couldn't get out. She had also, the prior night, put his MacBook in the dishwasher and washed it. And she unalived him while his back was turned. All of his injuries were from the back and moved up to the front. Hit some vital organs, hit his neck. Yeah. And here we are, guilty and she will spend the rest of her life in prison, no parole. Let me know if you guys watch this case.